Yeah, g'day Australia, Tim here again for Beef It Up Australian Let's Get Real. We're in a beautiful little countryside town of Culcairn in New South Wales, and we're talking to Wayne. How are you, Wayne?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
Yeah, good, mate. So we're in the Colecan Hotel.
Yep, this is Culcairn. This was the biggest hotel between Sydney and Melbourne in its heyday. It was built in 1891. The trains used to stop at the railway station across the road. They'd get off here, there, stay here overnight. In its heyday, it used to have 71 rooms.
71?
Yep. Today we've only got 28 rooms left. We do get busy with heady field days and things like that, and railway workers. And we have a big bowling tournament once a year, and the rooms are all booked out. Yeah, the hotel's got a fair bit of history with it. It's even got a ghost that comes with it.
They had an extension built in 1910 too, didn't it?
Oh, as far as I know it did, yes.
That's what took it out to the 70 rooms?
Yeah, I presume it would, yeah.
But this wasn't the first building in town either, was it?
Not to my knowledge, mate. You'd probably have to talk to one of the locals that are in the bar.
Yeah.
I've only been here 3 years. Hotel number 5.
Hotel number 5?
Yes.
So you're still a novice?
Yes, I'm still learning after 25 years. But yeah, big move. I'm a Wagga boy originally, but I've been around. I had a pub for 9 years out of Menindee near Broken Hill. Beautiful town. And yeah, so I've been around a bit.
So what brought you to Culcairn?
Well, I'm originally from Wagga, which is not far from here. And the family's originally from Lockhart, which plays in the local football team here. And yeah, the hotel was on the market as a lease, and I got talked in to come in here when I was going to go manage hotels because I had enough of them, but I finished up taking the lease on at Culcairn again.
And you've made a few friends in that as well while you've been
Certainly,
here.
I certainly have, mate. It's probably out of all the pubs I've had for the towns, probably one of the nicest towns I've been to.
Yeah, one of the friendliest?
Friendliest towns, crime rate nil. Yeah, very
So,
good.
what's some of the things that people do around Culcairn?
We got a leather factory up the road. They employ Geelong leather. They get cattle skins and kangaroo skins, and they take all the hair off them.
Oh, right.
And then they send them from here to Geelong.
Do they take them off by hand or they use
No, it's all machineries. I think they employ maybe 70 or 80 people out there. It goes 24/7, so it's around the clock.
Oh.
And farms, there are a lot of farms, big shearing town, a lot of shearers in town. They yeah, they travel a fair bit, but yeah, all around town.
So around Culcairn it's mainly sheep? Do they
Sheep,
do
cattle,
grain and...
yeah, no, there's a lot of grain here. That's probably one of the best years I've had this year for many years. Yeah, canola, wheat, barley, yeah, everything. So yeah, but here since I've been here 3 years, they've had good years because of the rain for some reason around Culcairn.
Yeah.
It's really good for the weather-wise.
Wow.
For rain.
So do they have a men's shed?
They have a men's shed just down the road here. Yep, they open 2 or 3 days a week.
Do you go to that?
No, a bit young yet.
Young yet? Well, how old do you have to be to go to the men's shed?
Oh, I've got no idea, mate. I've never been to a men's shed.
Because I know a few places we've been to, the men's shed, they cater from anybody from teenage years up through till whatever time they decide not to go anymore.
Yeah,
And a lot of them have women in there too.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
Yeah, I might go then.
Yeah, but yeah, we went to one place and they said, yeah, we got the men's shed here and we've got a women's shed as well for women. It's called a kitchen. And I think his wife was standing there beside him and she gave him a bit of a backhander in the shoulder.
Yeah,
But
well said, yeah.
So you're involved with the footy and the cricket club? And,
yeah, I'm a major sponsor for the footy club, tennis club and cricket club.
And cricket club?
Yep. Actually, both teams had a win on Saturday, or last Saturday, and yeah, it was a big afternoon.
Did they play somewhere else? Because I noticed the footy ground's been torn up.
Yeah, well, most of the little country towns are all getting the government to give them a grant to do all their footy ovals up. So, yeah, I haven't been down there for a while.
So they get the local hoons out there to rip them up with their cars and tyres?
No, not doing that, no. No, we have got no like young hoons, I don't think. But yeah, no, it seems to be going all right with the oval. Training starts another 3 or 4 weeks, so
yeah.
We've got some good players coming on board, so hopefully we go all right. We made the finals, well, not last year because of Corona, but the year before we made it to the finals. So
did you win it?
No, we didn't.
That's a bugger.
No.
Now I heard on the grapevine as well that you were Wiradjuri heritage.
I am. I'm a Wiradjuri man from Wagga. yeah, it was sort of memories. I can remember living on the riverbank in tents and thing. My sister, which is only Kathy, she's an elder in Wagga. She's an artist. She sells a lot of artwork. She speaks Wiradjuri. She was at Parliament when Mr. Rudd gave all the things back. She was up on stage, and when they have events in Albury or Wagga or surrounds, she gets up and does them welcome to country in Wiradjuri language and everything. And yeah, a bit of history there. But yeah, well actually I went to Menindee, and that's a Barkagoo tribe, river tribe out there, and they found that I was a Wiradjuri man, and I was finished up chairperson and vice chairperson on their lands council out there.
I thought you were going to say they asked you to leave.
No, no, they didn't want me to leave when I did leave. But, yeah.
Yeah, no, back through my history as well, on my father's side in the history, where Wiradjuri heritage, but down around Barmer and the Barmer Forest and that. So, no, but I heard along the grapevine that you were.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd ask you about it.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, I'm proud, so yeah.
Can't be any other way, can you?
That's exactly right.
That's definitely. So what's some of the changes that you've made here at the hotel?
Well, all the years have been built, they've never had air conditioners or TVs in the rooms. I've got 9 rooms done with air conditioners, TVs in them. So
they didn't need them back then.
No, that's right. But when you get 45, 46 degrees days and people are trying to look for a room, and many times I've been in cheering sheds and things like that, and you didn't have fans them days, and yeah. So air conditioning's a lot better these days than the old fans.
Yeah, it would be, and the old architecture in here is still original too.
Yeah, it is. Everything's all original. All the lead white windows and everything. Yeah, everything's still original. The old roof that was on the place, it's all been pulled down. I've still got it out the back. A lot of people want to buy it, but it's not for sale. The 2 young guys from Orange that own the place, I only lease it. They put a new roof on for me, and I texted them last night about putting new carpet in the dining room and kitchen for me, and I'd go half with them. So
yeah,
try to make the place look a bit prettier, and yeah.
Get all the some of the old original floral type carpet to go down in here to bring it back.
That's what we're looking at. Yeah, I've got a brother and a mate that's carpet layers, and
yeah,
they work out of Wagga, and I've hope they can do it for mates rates.
A couple of beers and you'll be right.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
So you didn't paint these paintings in here, did you?
No, mate. I wish I could.
Sure?
Yeah, no.
Because I noticed them in here when I was having a look around before, and
they're pretty old. They've been here for a lot of years.
Yeah, is that, I'm not sure whether the year was 1883 or 1893 that they were painted.
Yeah, well the pub was 1891, so it would have been after that. So
yeah, and I think if I remember right, the post office was built before the pub in 1890.
Yeah, well that'd be right. Yep.
Yeah, and the township of Culcairn itself was actually plotted out in 1880.
Oh well, there you go.
And it was by a fella, and he named it Colcairn after his mother's hometown in Scotland, Culcairn.
All right, yep.
But it's symbolic with a lot of Australian country rural towns, and named after Scottish and English heritage.
Yep, you're right there.
Considering most of them are settled by German settlers.
Yeah.
Which is different.
Yep.
That's a good mix though, but at least they've brought the alcohol with them, or they made it here. Yep. They know how to keep it cool. Do they have a cellar here? Yeah, we've
got a cellar downstairs. It's pretty hard to get up and down. There's the original old cellar down there and things like that. Everything in the old hotel is still original, to my knowledge.
Except the people.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's obviously still a few locals born and bred here, so.
So that's the original marble fireplace, is it?
Yes, that's all original.
Well, for 1891, that is still in really, really good nick. There's not even a crack in it.
No, everything's been looked after pretty well. Like all the previous owners and lessees, they're pretty well looked after the hotel.
Now, this was the only hotel in town?
It still is the only hotel. We've got a bowling club just down the road. But yeah, this was the only hotel in town, as far as I know.
So how did you go over the COVID?
Well, the worst thing was putting 12 staff off. Then I sort of just opened it up myself, worked myself, just takeaways. done my own cooking. I've got my daughter and partner come down. We just done takeaway meals.
Yeah.
They'd ring up, we'd get their phone number. When it was ready, they'd just come in, pick it up, and just, yeah. So I survived, put it that way.
How do you think the pub benefits the local community?
Goes pretty, here on a Friday night it's fairly busy.
Yeah.
And when the footy starts, you're flat out, like you can have up to 4 or 5 behind the bar.
So the pub is, well, considering Culcairn and the size of Culcairn, it's the only pub here.
Yep.
That is the hub of the community, isn't it?
It is. It certainly is. Yeah, everyone sort of meets here. Well, I think old years ago, the pubs used to be the job agency. You'd always go to a pub to get a job.
Yes, I remember that.
Yep. And they still do it here today. They
Still?
come here, yes. They come in here. You get a roustabout or a shearer will come in and say, "Is there any work around town?" And bang, next minute they got a job.
Yeah, and they start yesterday.
Yep. And same as truck drivers, when the harvest and that's all on, it's sort of the local meeting place, and that's where they pick up their drivers, and word of mouth, they'll get friends to come up from wherever when it quiets off, and they're out the harvest trucks and the headers. And
Wow. Yeah, as you said, it's still the job agency
Yeah.
in the community, isn't it?
yeah, every hotel, well, it used to be every little
I know
country
you're
town
busy man,
hotel.
so there's just one more thing to ask you. What does community mean to you?
It's everything. Without them, you wouldn't have a hotel. Well, you wouldn't be able to survive. Put it that way. Like they're your bread and butter, and most locals will tell you if here just for me locals, we have happy hour on a Friday night, and Sunday all day it's $4 middies, $5 Guinness from your locals. So they're the ones that support me.
I can definitely understand that.
And I'm into race horses. I've got a few race horses. One of them win. It could be free beers for an hour or 2 hours. I'll put the money on the bar and
Just an hour or 2 hours for a win.
yeah, I've got a lot of slow race horses.
They don't follow. No, I won't say it. And I heard that you're a mad, passionate North Melbourne Kangaroos fan and a Manly Sea Eagles fan.
I certainly am one-eyed, Manly, one-eyed kangaroo man. And years ago from Wagga, but I used to take young Wayne Terry to football when he was probably about 6 or 7 years of age.
Yeah.
I know the whole family, and
So you taught him.
sort of growing up in Wagga, it was a really sporting town, so you got a lot of sports people. Big names, Mortimers, Sterlings, Bretnells, Danahers, like they all come around that way. Taylor, Cricket, Slater.
Oh.
So yeah,
A big sporting history too.
yeah.
Yeah. And I noticed that you're one-eyed on either way, both seriously one-eyed either way. 'Cause
Well-
you're two different colours.
Well, it's a lot better than being a Collingwood supporter or a Balmain supporter, West Tigers, you know. So.
Nah, because it was Western Suburbs Magpies and Collingwood Magpies,
Yeah.
so my eyes were the same colour.
Yeah. Well, funny you say that because when Manly when they changed their names, I'd give up on Manly, but now they've gone back to Manly Sea Eagles. I'm
Yeah.
back on board again.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Somebody has to barrack for somebody, don't they?
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah. But I know you've got to get going. I know you're a busy man. But thank you very much for
No
chatting
worries,
and
thank
good
you.
laughs today.
No
mate.
worries.
Right. Hey everybody, Tim here again. We're still at the Colecan Hotel in Culcairn, and we're with Mick and Ross. How are we, guys?
Yeah, not too bad.
How long have you been here? Not in the pub, but
I was born and bred here
so you lived here most of your life?
all my life.
Most of it? You're still alive?
Yeah. My grandfather, he come from Nil.
That's a long way back to here.
Yeah, a long way. In 1913,
So you come by horse and cart.
horse and cart. Yeah, and settled at a place just west of Colecan
Yeah.
called Culcairn.
Who?
Called Culcairn.
Kerndean.
Culcairn was the name of the place, and my father, he bought our block out the road where I am now in 1947, and we've been there ever since. And my son is now running the place because I'm nearly semi-retired or retired. And the Schultz family have been farming in Culcairn for 108 years.
108 years. So they would have been here just after the Colecan Hotel, which was the first building here to get electricity in 1909.
Yeah, you're probably right there. I wouldn't quite know that, but yeah.
Yeah, 1909, in Colcairn, the pub was the first place to get electricity.
Yeah,
And you said your grandfather came along in 1913.
1913. Yeah,
So he would have been one of the first people here to get electricity in his home that he built.
probably was. Yeah,
Yeah, it would have been really hard using candles and things back then, wouldn't it?
yeah. I think
Kerosene lamps.
they were brought up in the tough times. Yeah,
They were indeed not like today.
not like today.
They get
where
soft
you,
and pudgy.
where you just press the button and whatever goes. Yeah.
Yes. And what about yourself, Ross?
I'm sort of a blow-in. I arrived here about 8 months ago, I suppose. I sort of lost everything in the bushfires on the south coast there, up a little place, American Bean, that I was staying in, sort of didn't know what to do type thing, and mate dragged me down here, and Wayne from the pub, and the community has been absolutely brilliant, and sort of get me back on track a bit type thing, and yeah, it was a good sort of place to be rescued to, you know, like, yeah, it's still a difficult thing, you know, it's and still a lot of anger and crap in there for the lack of assistance that we received in our small part there,
But you
that's things I have
weren't
to go
really
through.
rescued though, but it's more like it's like you found home.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. It really is. Yeah. I was lost, didn't know what I was going to do, had no idea. And then, like, with bits and pieces happening on in the world, I was just sort of going to travel around. But I'm glad I sort of came here, because it's really picked me up. It really has. It's brought me back. I'm starting to get that positive attitude again. You know, which
Yeah, I
I
can
lost.
tell. I can
you
feel
know,
it with
yeah.
you, with your
Yeah.
not only positive attitude, but your upbeat and your energy.
Yeah, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of myself, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I thought, you know, give myself a kick in the bum. And people were very honest with me, and it was great, you know. Didn't pussy put around, and
And then with the COVID,
well, sort of, yeah, that threw it into a bloody
and that
turmoil,
wouldn't,
didn't it?
that wouldn't have helped Mick either, as well as the township. That wouldn't have helped you guys, would it?
No, well, in the rural side of it, it didn't really affect us much, because we kept going with our normal cropping program and whatever else, and all our chemicals and that. It never really affected it as much as what it did the town sort of
Yeah.
communities and that. Yeah.
So out at the homestead, you still have a lot of the original furniture and things from out there?
No, not too much of the original furniture. No, most of it's gone. But yeah.
You didn't burn it on the bonfire?
No, I didn't burn it on the bonfire. No. When they sold the place west of Culcairn, most of that went in the when they sold the place. Yeah.
Oh, right, because I think it was about 1987, there was a committee formed here to restore the old station master's house back to original,
Yep.
and they also picked up original periodic furniture from when it was originally built.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't tell you where that come from. No, I could not tell you.
So you sure they didn't get it from where you sent it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So your family's still here.
Yep.
So your son and
My son and my daughter-in-law are out on the farm,
Yeah.
which is just 5 k's south of Colecan. They're still there, and their family's grown up there. I was born and bred there, and I left the farm in 2012. My wife moved into Culcairn.
yep.
Yeah, and I've been here ever since.
So you know much of the history of Colecan?
Oh well, originally Culcairn was called Morgan Country, because we had a bush ranger, Dan Morgan.
Yep. You've done a little bit of terrorising around for a Larry,
Done
haven't
a
you?
little bit of terrorising around the town, and west of Culcairn, probably I'm guessing 14 k is a place called Morgan's Lookout,
Yeah.
where he used to have his lookout up there.
All right, is there something up there to symbolise that, like a plaque or something?
Yeah, oh well, there's a big rock where he used to look at, and there probably is a plaque, and there's all steps up to the lookout where he used to look at. You can access it
Wow.
fairly easy. Yeah,
We'll have to go up there and have a look.
Oh,
yeah,
it's wonderful.
yeah. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful spot. Yeah,
Wow. And there was also, besides Mad Dog Dan Morgan, there was also another famous horse rider that come from here too.
Andrew Hoy.
That's the one.
That's the one. Well, actually, he's only a couple of k's up from our farm.
Really?
His mother and father have lived there all their life. Yeah, Andrew. He was 2 years behind me at school, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so I know Andrew very well. Yeah.
So I noticed he's got, I think it's 3 gold, 2 bronze and a silver.
Yeah, that'd be correct. Yeah.
So Ross, since you've been here in Culcairn, what are some of the things you've done and found that the community help out with, and you can give them help with as well?
I think mainly general attitude. I mean, like, it's,
Does it suck or is it great?
no, absolutely, it's sensational. You know, like a very welcoming. You know, make you feel welcome, make you feel like a brother. You know,
Yeah.
And it's been really good. It's incredible healing.
Like Wayne and
Process.
who's the gentleman behind the bar?
Bill.
Bill,
Yeah.
and you guys at the
Yeah.
table, and I suppose
Yeah.
before.
Well, Bill and I travel a bit. Well, we've travelled together. You know, we were on our way to Queensland. We dropped into here to go to Wayne's 60th birthday, and that was at the start of June or something.
Well, he doesn't look a day under 70.
Yeah, so sort of that's how we sort of got here. You know, we packed up, left on the south coast, come to here, and then head to Queensland, and but
We haven't gone any further yet.
well, it still doesn't mean we're not going to get there, but just taking our time now.
Definitely, and you enjoying the not the hospitality, but the friendship and the camaraderie and the jokes and the fun and the activities of new family.
It's actually, yeah, because I'm getting the positive attitude back together, I start to think a bit clearer, and you know, I'm even thinking of buying some land now and
Yeah.
building another one. I said I'd never build again because they're a bugger and they burn down, but well, I thought, well, you know, you've got to keep going.
I know you're a very busy gentleman, so just one more thing to ask you both. I'll ask you separately one at a time. Mick, what does community mean to you?
Community, it means a lot to me. I try to help my life, and yeah, I just try and help wherever we can. And I was involved with the footy club and the cricket club for many years, but now since I'm sort of getting a bit of age on me, I've stepped back and
You're not that old.
Hey?
You're not that old.
Oh, well, 66. Yeah, no, I always help out in the community, and whatever I can do, if I'm asked to do anything, I'll help out, and yeah.
Just getting another hand, and you know, as you said, anybody that needs a hand.
I'll lend a hand to anybody, like through the droughts and that, you know. We had severe droughts here, you know, people, well, last year when they got burnt out up at Gingellic and that, we done a hay run up there, and we took hay up to them and helped out up that way. Yeah.
Well, that's what community's about, isn't it?
That's what the community's about, and it was just amazing the amount of trucks that we got from round here. It was only organised in about 24 to 48 hours, and the amount of, I think there was 70 or 80 trucks that took hay up to the Gingellic Corryong area.
More than one bale per truck, yeah?
Yeah, we're talking truckloads, yeah. And it was just amazing the response we got from the local farmers and the community around here.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of stuff donated through Nutrient Ag and that was donated and all taken up there. The community was just fantastic at that time.
Community band together to help another community.
Yeah.
And it's family helping family.
Yeah, and even I know we had to take ours to the Keewar football ground where we unloaded our hay and everything. And when we got there was breakfast cooked for us, there was bacon and egg rolls and everything. This was all just organised within, 48 hours. It was just a magnificent response.
So one community helps another community.
Yep.
And that community's got something else prepared to say thank you to the first community.
That's exactly right.
And that's what community's all about.
That's what it's all about.
It is indeed.
Yeah. It just astounded me, actually.
No, I nearly fell off my chair when you told me that.
Mm.
So, no, that is, haven't heard of that much actually.
Yeah.
That's left me gobsmacked.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely astounding, yeah. And the people, when we were going through Wodonga, there was people out standing on the edge of the roads, waving to us, and, you know, it was just absolutely astounding. It astounded me. I said to my son Cameron, who was driving the truck at the time, I said, this makes me feel as proud as punch.
And you had tears in your eyes too.
And it did, yeah.
Yep. And it is, and a proud community showing their pride, going down helping another community, and say, look, it doesn't matter. You're our little brother or our little sister. We're going to do everything we can to help you to grow up.
That's the country spirit in Australia.
It is indeed, mate.
When someone needs a hand, the farmers are always there to lend a hand.
Definitely. And without the farmers,
Our country's dead. Yeah.
every community, town, and person needs a farmer.
Yep.
But every farmer needs every person, community, and town.
That's exactly right.
Without the farmers, you got no town or community.
No, you've got to have it. You've got to have farmers to keep the community going.
You do indeed.
Yeah.
You do indeed. And what about yourself, Ross? What does community mean to you? I know you said you've been here for about 8 months.
Yeah, Mick sort of put it in a nutshell, you know, like, I've always sort of, if someone needed a hand, I'd give them a hand, you know. But not for the pat on the back or anything like that. It's not about that. It just makes you feel good if you're helping someone else. So I've always been like that. Mum and Dad always like it, so the family's brought up like that.
It's always the same.
So you just,
yeah.
like, if someone's in trouble, you help them. Even if you need help, but you can help them, it doesn't matter. That's where you work in. You just do what you can when you can do it.
And it always comes back to you at some stage.
I believe so. It's coming back to me tenfold now.
Yeah.
You know, the things I've done. People don't know what other people do for communities and that, because they're all in the hush hush and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, no, it's community. Well, without it, you're buggered, aren't you?
Oh, you are indeed.
You know, you need
You
it.
are.
You need it.
Especially the farmers.
Oh, well, I can't do without them. Can't do without them. That's it.
They're what's
They're like water.
the farmers are what
Without the water,
keeps,
nothing grows.
Yep.
Without the farmers, they can't be grown.
and it's the farmers what keeps the country kicking ahead and surviving.
Oh, absolutely. And giving that positive attitude out too.
And without the farmers getting the help that they need
Ah, well,
from different areas.
that's a whole other
then,
avenue, isn't
I
it?
know you're a very busy gentleman.
You're
and
right,
I'd like to thank you very much for the chat.
Oh,
today.
thank you. This has been
Thank
wonderful. Wonderful. I've
There you
learned
go,
something
have a
myself
beautiful
today.
day.
It's been
Yeah,
terrific.
thank you very much.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
appreciate it.